face-to-face classes.
We will be using our own teachers as broadcasters in this TV program.
Huwag kang mag-alala.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready?
De Luna,
Present!
Herrera,
Present!
Valera.
Present!
Handa ba tayo sa school year 2020?
Present!
Ngayong taon, ang edukasyon tuloy pa rin. Sa tulong ng DepEd, mga guro at mga magulang, ang handang isip, handa bukas. Tuloy-tuloy ang pag-aaral. May mga modules para sa iba't ibang antas. Sa government TV, maging sa radyo, mahalagang ligtas ang ating mga estudyante at guro. Kaya kahit nasa bahay, tuloy ang edukasyon. Kung tulong-tulong, may paraan, may aralan.
Handang isip, handa bukas.
Bisitahin ang DepEd Philippines sa Facebook at ang deped.gov.ph.
Hello there, bright minds. It's nice to see you again. I hope you're having a delightful day. And yeah, we're here again, Sir DJ and Dan, your English learning buddies. We want to make sure that you will learn and we will enjoy our English lessons together. So make sure you have your pen and your paper with you, okay? Because once again, we will explore the wonders of this universal language. What are we waiting for? Let's get the fun started. Have you ever had a moment of reflection when you just sat down in a corner, looked at the rain-drenched window, played sad music, and thought about what would happen if things were different? Like, what if there were no pandemic? What would I be doing now? What would happen if I were born in a different country? Where would I be? If I were a TV actor, a rock star, how would my life be? What would happen if the moon disappeared? Oh man, that would be so scary. If I were 10 times richer, how would I spend the money? I'd definitely share it with you guys. Will you do the same for me? I sure hope so. I am sure a lot of thoughts are running through your mind right now. But the question is, how do you express them? How would you construct a sentence that would best express what you want to say? Sometimes we are caught in a moment where we know what we want to say, but the words seem to appear jumbled in our heads. It's as if they are just floating freely. How about I challenge you to a game like that? Let's play Words Will Float, You Will Quote. Words will appear floating around me, and then you'll try to write them down and arrange them to come up with a sentence that has a logical thought. I want you to write your answers down in your notebook. Can you do that? I'm sure you can. Ready? Let's go! Here's the first set of words. What could this sentence be? What is it trying to say? Write down your guess. The sentence is, if only I passed the test, I would celebrate and party. Did you get that? I'm sure you did. Or did you? Let's try the next one. What could this sentence be? I wonder. I see an if floating around. Oh, is that a wood over there? Where could that word be placed? Done. Our second sentence is, if I knew where she lived, I would go and see her. Good one. How are you doing so far? Keep up the good work. Now let's go to the last one. What could this sentence be? I see camera and photo. There is also brought, which is the past tense of bring. Interesting. What are they trying to say? That's right. Our sentence is, I would take a photo if I brought my camera with me. You did very well in our game. Let's look at the sentences we came up with. If only I passed the test, I would celebrate and party. If I knew where she lived, I would go and see her. I would take a photo if I brought my camera with me. You're probably thinking, hey, these sentences look like conditionals. You are right. They actually are conditionals. However, I am sure some of you found it a little bit confusing to arrange these words correctly, right? How should we write sentences like those? Don't worry. We got you, fam. We'll help you. But before that, come on, let's have a recap of what we had last time. In the previous episode, we talked about conditionals. Can you still remember what conditionals are? Great. Conditionals are statements expressing the result of a particular condition. Do you remember how many clauses a conditional sentence has? That's right. We have two. The if clause and the main clause or the result clause. Wow, you're good. Now, how do we know if a conditional is a zero conditional? Correct again. A zero conditional is also called a factual conditional because it is used to express truths and facts, the things that are real and are existing around us. Also, a zero conditional expresses facts, habits, instructions, and rules. It can be written using the present simple verb in both the if clause and the result clause. What about the first conditional? Absolutely. The first conditional is also called a possible conditional since it is used in dealing with things that can possibly or are likely to happen in the future. But how do we form a first conditional? You nailed it! We can write a first conditional by using if or when, then we use the present simple in the if clause, and in the result clause, we will use the future tense, which is will plus the base form of the verb. You already have a habit of reading your notes well. Great job! Now that you already know how and when to use the zero in the first conditional, let's get started with this lesson. When do we use the second conditional? We use it in dealing with things that are impossible in the present and are also unlikely to occur in the future. Unlikely to become real in the future, but not completely impossible. We can use it when we want to imagine and to dream that the current situation is different from what it really is. For example, if I had enough money, I would buy a sports car. The point in this sentence is that I currently do not have enough money. But if I had enough money, This is what I would do. I would buy a sports car. The if clause gave a different situation compared to what it really is. I don't have enough money. Ouch. If only I passed the test, I would celebrate and party. Question. Did the speaker pass the test? Right, he did not. It means that the current situation is different, and the unlikely outcome is that he would celebrate about it. But unfortunately, he won't. Remember, in writing a second conditional, the verb in the if clause should be written in the past simple, while in the result clause, it should be would plus the base form of the verb. If only he charged his phone, he wouldn't need to borrow yours. Keep in mind that you can make one or both clauses negative in second conditionals. If I didn't read my notes, I wouldn't get a good score. Never forget to read your notes. It'll definitely help you get good scores. Take it from me. We can use it to talk about things in the future that are probably not going to be true. Maybe imagining some dream, for example. If I met Catherine Bernardo, I would shake her hand. The chances of the if clause is slim. We can also use the second conditional to ask interesting hypothetical questions. Like, if you had a chance to meet your favorite K-pop idol, would you ask for a picture together? What would you do if you were a senator? If you only had one friend, who would it be? These questions are good conversation starters, right? A good conversation starter topic can make a normal conversation great. The second conditional can also be used to give advice. For example, if I were you, I'd practice my reading skills. I'd is a contraction of I would. If I were her, I would talk more politely. Speaking of being polite, have you ever had an experience when you wanted to say no to somebody, but you were looking for a nice way to say it, so you won't hurt him or her? The second conditional can really help you with that. Saying the word no alone seems to have a strong negative tone, right? So we want to try to soften our response by explaining why we can't do something. Check out this situation. Hey bro, we're gonna have a party at my place. Do you want to join us? No. See how rude this statement can be? But if we use the second conditional, it would sound a little better. Hey bro, we're gonna have a party at my place. Do you want to join us? If I weren't so busy with my homework, I would come to the party. But I'm really busy, so I can't, bro. See the difference? Being nice doesn't hurt. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Let's try to see how well you understand our discussion today. It's time for our fun activity. Let's play Complete the Conditional. For this one, I want you to fill in the blanks with the correct form of a verb to complete a second conditional sentence. This will be easy for you, my friends. Using your pen and paper, try to write down the correct sentences. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1. If I blank you, I blank a new pen. What could be the answer for number 1? Write it down. If your answer is like this, then you got it right. If I were you, I would get a new pen. Number 2. If he blanked younger, he blanked more. I wonder what verb we should use. That's right. Check your answer. It goes like this. If he were younger, he would travel more. Well done. Let's try number 3. We blank a house if we blank to stay here. This one is different. The result clause was written first. How should we write this sentence? Did you get that right? Let's see. We would buy a house if we decided to stay here. Nicely done. Next, number 4. She blanked the exam if she blanked harder. It looks like it has the same format as number 3. How should this sentence be written? Check your answers. If it is like this, then it is correct. She would pass the exam if she studied harder. Very good, guys. What about this one? Number 5. She blanked happier if she blanked more friends. Remember the formula I have given you a while ago? That's great. She would be happier if she had more friends. How are you doing so far? Keep up the good work, guys. Next, number 6. If we blank the lottery, we blank those who are in need. What is your answer in this one? Great! If we won the lottery, we would help those who are in need. You're doing very well. Let's have the next one. Number 7. If she blank always late, she blank better scores. This one has a negative clause. How should we write this sentence? Correct. If she weren't always late, she would get better scores. You're getting really good at this. Moving on to number 8. They blank save more money if they blank so many shoes. If your answer is like this, then that is correct. They would save more money if they didn't buy so many shoes. Very good. Let's go to number 9. We blank to dinner if we blank time. Try to write your answers down. Good one. The answer is, we would come to dinner if we had time. Impressive. Let's go to the last one. Number 10. I blank you if I blank your number. I'm sure you get the knack of this by now. Here's the right answer. I would call you if I had your number. I'm so proud of you for answering very well. You really are amazing. Let's take a look at your answers. Number 1. If I were you, I would get a new pen. 2. If he were younger, he would travel more. 3. We would buy a house if we decided to stay here. For number 4, she would pass the exam if she studied harder. Number 5, she would be happier if she had more friends. 6. If we won the lottery, we would help those who are in need. For number 7, if she weren't always late, she would get better scores. Number 8, they would save more money if they didn't buy so many shoes. 9, we would come to dinner if we had time. And for number 10, I would call you if I had your number. Did you get a perfect score? I'm sure you did. You did very well in our lesson today. Just keep it up and I'm certain you'll be really good in using the English language in no time. To keep you busy and to practice your skills using the second conditional, try to write sentences about your dreams. Just as Gloria Steinem said, dreaming, after all, is a form of planning. Who knows? Your dreams may just come true one day. And that ends our episode today. That was awesome. Thank you for keeping up with us. We hope you had a fantastic time with us, your English learning buddies, Sir DJ and Dan. Stay tuned because in the next episode, we will talk about the last conditional. Exciting, huh? So keep safe, guys, and see you in the next one. Remember, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Bye!